Good morning, y'all. I'm going live with Inner City Press as usual. Trying to keep up with these jurors, man, but let me tell you, Tim, it's a lot of them, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So as I hear something outrageous, I'll make commentary, or as I see something outrageous, we'll probably flip between this and whoever's actually talking about it, because I can act out, or respond better when I hear it as opposed to sitting here reading. It's going to be too time consuming. I know other people are reading them, but I just wanted to hear you, like, let you hear the intro. This is the guy from Inner City Press. This is on Twitter or X, Inner City Press. So he'll probably have it spelled out on here if you ever want to see live tweets. ADHD. My ADHD computer on my ADHD internet. Let's see if it want to start now. Well, it was ready to start till before this. Alright, let me try to make it small. The graphics part is probably challenged.
Here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Wednesday, May 7th. We're into day 3 of jury selection in U.S. versus Sean Holmes. We've live tweeted all of it. Day 1. Day 1, in which the HBO staffer remained in the pool, but the Shyman...
I didn't stop. I don't know what happened. So I heard Justin is out and Lil Rod, but it's because they didn't serve him in time.
Sutra Reddy was out. Yesterday got more nitty gritty. You had a guy whose nephew shot a cop, almost got on. U.S. wasn't crazy about it. Things the guy said about the police, but there were, at least by the end, there were a number of people that remained in the pool. Were asked about where they worked. Were asked about what media they read. A lot of YouTube. A lot of people reading the news on YouTube. Almost.
It's a lot of people that read the news on YouTube. That's because nobody on the regular news tell the truth no more. And they not allowed to share their opinion. They just got to read a script, and we done noticed all of them saying the same thing. Secondly, when you don't see the juror's number, it's before and after and during that, those jurors are being selected. I'm seeing a pattern. Also, everybody got stomach problems. Everybody. If you don't want to be in jury duty, just say you got stomach problems. Just say you got to use the bathroom often. Which Diddy had to do on day 1 after a juror was called who didn't have a number, okay? And they was iffy on her, and she was flamming, and he had to use the bathroom. Patterns.
Everyone had seen the Sean Combs, Cassie Ventura hotel hallway and elevator video. So some said that they could still be fair, and some were still let on. If you weeded them all out, you'd have nobody on the jury.
Yeah.
But it was the people that said it's hard to unring the bell. One guy was bounced for that. Today is day 3, and it might, as Judge Subramanian said at the beginning, it might be the last day. They've got, they need to reach 45. They need to reach 45 in the pool, and then they start exercising peremptories, and they'll end up with a jury of 12 and the alternates. So that might happen late today. We're going to be, once again, live tweeting it. We're in for a penny, in for a pound. We're doing this in gripping and grueling detail. In the civil Diddy's taken over the courthouse. In the civil Diddy front, Lil Rod Jones case, he was required to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and the son Justin Dior Combs, and he did not, and they have been released from the case. They're out. That doesn't mean that the case is dead. Doesn't mean that there was no merit to the claims. It means that if you don't serve somebody in a certain period of time, they are out of the case, and they are now out of the case. Can't see that one getting appealed. Now we couldn't turn to DC for a moment because there's something we want to report on here.
I gotta get up again, but I gotta report on that because I didn't hear what he said.
Chuck Schumer made it that he couldn't get a vote under the blue split system, so he's interim.
That I'm talking about.
So there was no merit to the claims.
That's what I'm talking about. Law is bullshit. The legal system is wacky to me because it should be no time limit where something very vital is not included because it wasn't done in time. Okay? That's just how I feel. Not this one. Let me like him real quick. How do you like people on X? Okay. Guess you gotta love people on X. Look, X got love. Hold on, y'all.
Is that if you don't serve somebody in a certain period of time, they are out of the case, and they are now out of the case. Can't see that
So
one
they
getting
didn't get
appealed.
served. See,
Now
time.
we could turn to DC for a
You
moment
lose
because
the
there's
whole
a
case. Victims go through
45
shit because
in
time.
the pool, and then they start exercising peremptories, and they'll end up with a jury of 12 and the alternates. So that might happen late today. We're going to be once again live tweeting it. We're in for a penny, in for a pound. We're doing this in gripping and grueling detail. In the civil Diddy's taken over the courthouse. In the civil Diddy front, Lil Rod Jones case, he was required to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and the son Justin Dior phones, and he did not. And they have been released from the case. They're out. That doesn't mean that the case is dead. Doesn't mean that they were.
He's saying that. So he said Diddy took over the courthouse. He got the federal case and he got the civil case going on at the same time. And Little Rod Jones did not serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and Justin Dior phone. And so in that case, they're not going to be called as witnesses. But wasn't that the basis of the Little Rod case? Was the whole fact that was allegedly Cuba was all over him. We saw the picture. Oh. And then Justin, wasn't that the one? That's the one. Look, that's gonna fall the fuck apart. I think he took a payment, allegedly, because that's the basis of that. Those two cases. The Little Rod was about him seeing. Wasn't it Justin in the bathroom allegedly with the pow pow with the bang bang, and G got shot, and we never even knew if G was still alive. We just found out as the case was starting to come that G is apparently still alive. I don't know how, because nobody said that part. So apparently G is still around, but you didn't call Justin, who that was the one in the bathroom, right? And then you didn't call Cuba, and ain't he the one that was all over you? So they trying to, I guess, make it about the diddler and not about the other guy. So I'm gonna keep on going here, but I'm gonna have to find somebody that's playing this already.
There was no merit to the claims. It means that if you don't serve somebody in a certain period of time, they are out of the case, and they are now out of the case.
Not that it wasn't any merit, it's the fact that they didn't get served on time. Look at how big a part they are of those cases. The law don't care. The law say this is time, that's time, and that's how people's cases fall apart. You can get let off on M1 because somebody didn't put a piece of paper through the mail properly. They didn't put it in double space, 12-point Helvetica. Like that's probably why that judge was like, fonts? You deal with fonts? Like Times New Roman? She like, no. I don't know what the fuck kind of font that lady was dealing with. I ain't never heard of no fonts except for the fonts on the computer. What the fuck is a font? Front?
Now we couldn't turn to DC for a moment because there's a.
I ain't turning to DC. I don't give a damn about them people. They just trying to send us to hell. That man is, I can't do. You know, I'm watching this and involving my mind in this because the world is falling apart. So at least I can just throw my energy into this fucking case because my own personal world is falling apart too, and I can't handle that. It's the microcosm and the macrocosm is coming apart at the freaking seams. This is what I do to calm down. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head over to let's see, we're going to YouTube, and she's gonna treat us wonky because you know YouTube. But I gotta leave Inner City Press up because of who and how and what they do. Nobody's in there, so nobody can live tweet this, and everybody's phones is being taken. Yeah. Look at ADHD going through it. I can make some oatmeal. I got maybe some breakfast, girl. Okay, Tifa is on, but I think she's great. But I think she's giving reviews of other stuff. Oh, John and Audie. We got to check on John Audie, y'all. Hold on. Tisa been on John Audie since the beginning. If you don't know who John Audie is, you better go back to the beginning. You got to go all the way back to the Trump Tower incident. That's John Audie, y'all.
The number one tip for saggy skin, this lift and tight serum is like a youth fountain in a bottle.
Sorry. I know. They inundate me with sound. I guess they know I'll be live on live on live. What happened? It's being ADHD. See, it had to load.
The improvement I've seen in my skin has been insane. It looks smoother, lifted, and radiates a physically youthful glow. I even saw online how most women experience similar age-defying results thanks to the skin nutraceuticals that...
I'm going to get it together a little bit. Hang in there with me. You know, we ADHD over here.
But this is the actual NDA that Diddy and Jonathan Audie signed when Jonathan Audie sued that man for giving him herp and for knowing all his business. You guys, this has confirmed this wild conspiracy theory that started on this channel. Let me just say, if you guys are new to my channel, I am going to be talking about the Diddy situation. I am going to be covering the trial. Please lock in, hit that subscribe. Now listen, really quick, we're going to get into Jonathan Audie's wife's statements. We have that. Y'all are going to hear directly from her. But let me just say this, okay? His ex-wife was a lawyer, okay? And she's not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And she is the one that allegedly helped them with the settlement, too. Again, this is an ironclad NDA. It is not, I know the dummies that don't got no critical thinking, that all y'all can do is figure out how to try to pull me down, but y'all can't figure out a way to research and make a story for your life.
Okay.
I know, but it has been confirmed.
Sorry.
Okay? Mainstream media is picking this up. This has been in the New York Post, the New York Times.
This
has been in the Daily Mail. This has been confirmed by several media outlets. Now, listen, if you guys want to know why you should actually subscribe to the channel and follow my Diddy coverage, you guys, I have had exclusive insider information the whole time. We were the first to break the story about Jonathan Audie. Okay? Back then it seemed crazy.
It's
the
true.
fans don't think it's crazy. Mainstream media don't have. It has been confirmed. We were the first to break the story about Jonathan Audie. We were the first to expose all of Diddy's escort agencies and his favorite escorts from New York and in Miami, okay? We were the first to confirm that Diddy was under New York state, local, and federal investigations. Even TMZ came out and said that's not true. We said
TMZ has been horrible throughout this report.
know for a fact it is true. We were the first to actually say that New York.
TMZ has clearly been in the pocket of the diddler.
And New York State and New York local stepped aside because the feds.
Don't you love?
And why the ones that took on Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and El Chapo and the same Maxwell, with their investigation, they said, you can stand down. We're taking over the investigation. And the state and the local said, okay, we were the first to confirm it. They actually stepped in because Diddy's input, Diddy's influence on local was too much. We were the first to actually...
Okay. I would piss her off, but it's doing like that because I'm on here.
Influence on local was too much. We were the first to actually expose Diddy's involvement with Shine and Believe. And the way Believe is a gateway from the cartel mess from Mexico.
All over this. It's people that came out, like the dopest nerd, who's the lady that got, that was in the incident in 1991. I'm sorry to catch you like that.
Into the U.S. and the way that Diddy put to leverage, again, that the people were saying that Diddy put the leverage, and that's why even though he screwed Shine over, he dumped a amount of money into Shine's campaign because people were saying that he hoped to leverage Shine's political, if he became prime minister, the way it would be an open gateway and the Chirac agenda that Jonathan Audie talked about and the way they were moving way through private jets and all this other stuff. We were the first to actually say, and when I first, I don't mean a day before, I mean months before. The Cassie suit dropped in November 2023. In December 2023, we said Diddy's under federal federal, local, and state investigation. Diddy will be arrested. Diddy is going to be out. We were the first to actually say months before that a federal grand jury will be convened. We got time steps on our lives. It wasn't like a day or two, it was months before. That a grand jury will be convened and Diddy is going to be under a grand jury indictment. They got the evidence. We were the first to say that Diddy would be arrested. I know I saw the people in my comments. That's a liar. When has Diddy been arrested? And I was like, are y'all dumb? And I said, but the people that literally were on other people's channels trolling, not using their brains, and that's the thing, the blind leading the blind, saying, oh, I thought you said he was going to be arrested. And I was like, you guys don't understand how federal investigations go. This could be a year or two, which would have been better for me because baby, I would have wanted to view.
Find John Adi at some point.
We were the first to say that he is 100% going to be arrested. And get this is even before anybody knew that he was even under investigation. We said he was going to be arrested for sex trafficking, RICO, waterfall, embezzlement. We were the first to say that. When Diddy finally did get, we were the first to say that Diddy was in New York, harassing, people were saying, shaking hands, kissing babies, some niggas are free men, harassing witnesses, trying to get people to stay quiet, either by money or force or intimidation. We were the first to break that story. We were the first to break that story where Diddy was out in Los Angeles literally running up on Brandon after Brandon had been arrested for being his mule. We actually showed that video.
He was on top of
We were the first to say that. And by first month ahead, when Diddy finally did get arrested,
I don't know how much of someone's video I can really show without, pissing them off or pissing YouTube off. So I'll skip around here. I like to hear the reading of the jurors because it helps me. That's how I respond. So let's see what that's surprised goodness is usually reading them. She's not on it yet either. See, but she on the Little Rod stuff though. She be on it if y'all want to follow that surprise goodness on YouTube. So let's just go to who's going live on YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. No, say notify. So she ain't going live till 2. That's gonna be 100 jurors from now. Like the shit is like the juror reading is intense, meaning it's so many of them. Like I gave up at some point last night, but here's what I've noticed. I have noticed that the jurors, see, they're saying juror number 201, jury is not going in any kind of real order that I understand numbers to be. So there must be skipping around or something. I don't know, like, their play with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why or whatever, but, I noticed that the jurors that they don't, like the juror, when they say, okay, juror, like in the notes, in Inner City News' notes, and he doesn't have a number by juror, those guys are either being picked up or the people called before or after them is being picked up. That's what I'm seeing the pattern to be. I'm also seeing a pattern of a lot of people have stomach problems. Apparently, if you work at a hotel, you are dismissed. Because I ain't even seen nothing else dude said or nothing, right? It was like, you out. It was crazy. So, it's been an interesting thing to see. But, I'm not, this whole law and legal system, baby, it's designed to protect the offender. It is designed to protect the quote-unquote alleged criminals or defendants. It is not designed for your victimized ass. And maybe that's why it be U.S. versus this, that, and the other. Because the U.S. is there to protect the law that the offender broke. They don't give a fuck about your victimized ass. So having people testify and shit, that ain't worth shit. I don't know. You gotta really protect yourself. Because think about it. This guy he's like a lot of people around him passed. And that is oddly, like, we're not talking about that as a world and a country. We're just allowing the dismissal of life, you know what I'm saying, to become a regular thing when all of these people have been involved like this. So let's check out anybody and see if anybody's saying something. Because if you are saying something, then maybe, right? They're lying. They're freaking lying. Don't come out with it now. Okay. Now you want to watch so there's a channel called Night and Day Cartoon Network, and they are doing Pixar videos, honey, of this trial, and I love it. I'm here for that shit. All right, let's see what this person is saying. I've never visited this person's channel. I didn't even know about them.
Prosecution had asked the judge to exclude a juror who said that he sometimes finds reading hard when there's difficult words.
So she
Diddy
on
lawyers argued that it should be.
She on yesterday's witnesses. I trust me. I have been taking notes.
Given that the text messages would be part of the evidence as written in simple English. Prosecution says the messages are included in typo. Then hard to interpret. The judge would not exclude him from the cause. Another juror admits to you. I couldn't keep up on that one.
Yeah, I feel you. It's intense. It's a lot of
information. As recently as this morning, nevertheless, both sides okay for him to remain in the pool.
So right now
another update. There was laughter when the potential juror was asked if she knew anybody of the people of the extensive of celebrities next to the case against Diddy. I wish I did, but no. She stayed in the juror.
She might be on
another
day
juror
one.
Said he saw hotel video, but can be fair. The famous hotel. Yeah, everybody saw that famous hotel video. Yes. Mm-hmm.
The person that the handwriting dude is from day one. That's on my notes.
Y'all see, I got it going across the bottom of the
need some because you can't catch up. This is like homework. You cannot catch up from day one.
From what's going on in the
She might just be jumping around, but I'm gonna like the channel. Thank you for reading it. And then we're going to move on to somebody that's on current.
He's giving us information from inside the courtroom right now. While they wait for more updates, of course, coming from New York City as Diddy yesterday on the first day of
I'm going to let y'all listen to her real quick.
Telling the judge that he is nervous, I guess.
And I'll be back and we'll go find
it. He is nervous. Yeah, nervous. So that was one of the news articles that came out yesterday. And again, thank you so much for joining us on Live Now from Fox. We continue to showcase some of the latest updates from the New York City, on this major case. A lot of people want to know, what was the plea deal? Yeah, that's what I want to know. But Diddy rejected the plea deal, guys. Sean P. Diddy Combs, 55 years old, pleaded not guilty to the charge.
I heard it was something like 5 years.
Trafficking, racketeering, transportation for prostitution. But he did reject the plea deal. Inquiring minds want to know. We all want to know what was in that plea deal that he rejected. Man, you rejecting that plea deal, it's going to bite you in the bottom, because it may come back that you're going to stay there for the rest of your life. And you just rejected something. You okay, baby? Okay.
I know he's sitting up there clowning like all these man just sitting at home reading about me. He gotta be mad. This man don't like women. Allegedly.
A trained
Would you
lawyer
think somebody
obeys
who's
what he's
done
supposed
his
not to
shit
do.
likes
He,
women, or is it just me? He got me steaming mad. Who's reading about it?
but he's a
Who's
lawyer.
reading
I
about it?
forgot what he did.
With his
Listen to
short
it or
ass
something.
arms.
On
Don't
his
his
way
arms
home
look
or
weird to
something
me,
that
or
he
is
didn't
it
supposed
just
to do.
me? His
And he
arms
was
look
honest
weird
about it.
to
He
me.
told
The man's arms look
the
weird.
lawyer, attorneys, and then the judge what he did. So he got
Look like
strapped
appendages, like
and
he
taken
got
off
more
the
than
jury,
two of them.
out of the jury pool.
We skipping out. We're gonna visit all our live streamers until we find the one. Cause I can tell you for sure, based on my notes, that some of that she was reading was from day one. And here's my day two. I had to actually, it's probably 10 more left before I just was like, oh my god, I'm so tired. I got up to 280, Juror 280 yesterday. And that was the one who was reading David Sedaris' book, and he was comfortable with discussing actual matters, and then I think he was okay. And I need a highlighter, because juror number 216, who was a male New York City transit person, he was charged with assault. And see, this is the shit. Like, this dude was complicated, and they like, yeah, you can come in. You don't like the law. I told you they picked this shit for people who are the offenders. This is for the defendants, the jury. Because this ain't about witnesses. This ain't about people getting justice. This is about the country's laws getting justice. The country's laws don't like to be broken, and those who are protecting and standing up for the country's laws are the lawyers. And it's not about your witness ass. It's not about your offended ass. It's not about your victimized ass at all. You may as well go home and have coffee. I make good coffee. Come on up. Fuck us. And I'm just realizing things. Like, I know. But you know. I'm finished